you knew where you weren't allowed to walk in Grandma and Grandpa's house. And if you did, she would see your footprints in the vacuum marks.
Stop it.
Yeah. That's actually a fond memory of mine, funnily enough.
Oh my God. Can we just this is a fun memory of Lindalin's. Welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindalin.
Can you just say it normally one time?
My name is Billy Milovanovic, also known as Bildo.
See, it's so much better.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
You're not a 17-year-old tryhard.
Oh, well, I'm a 34-year-old tryhard. Oh my God. 34 is exactly double of 17.
Oh my God.
I'm a math genius.
Can I introduce myself?
Oh my God.
It's more important than your math.
So clever. Sometimes just these thoughts come into my head and it's just it surprises me and obviously you. So there you go. Anyway, go on. Who are you? What do you do?
Hi, my name is Lindsay Kirkwood.
Is that your 17-year-old dweeb, Billy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also AKA Lindalin. That's what you do. Anyways, hi.
Hi.
Welcome. I'm waving my arms around like Billy does. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Hi. What episode, Billy?
This is episode 67 on our sweet little podcast that we try a different bottle of wine each week.
Why? Again, with the annoying voice.
Well, this is my cool 17-year-old Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
And then we talk about things and don't pay attention to them because we only went to school to socialize. Oh my God.
Okay.
Peace.
Oh, wow.
No, you wouldn't have said that.
No.
Bye.
No. Okay.
Whatever.
Wow. First of all, I'm not American. That was a very bad American accent.
What about it?
Oh, wow.
Do you like that?
Do you know what? Speaking Canadian, this is so off topic, but in my local grocery store where everyone knows my name, Billy.
Oh, yeah.
No, they don't. But obviously when I talk, I guess I sound Canadian.
Yeah, I guess so too. Yeah.
The shop attendant, because you're in the self-checkout, whatever, she's like, do your kids sound Canadian? I'm like, oh, I wish they did.
Am I in fucking Canada, Woolworths lady?
Be nice, calm down.
Okay, yeah.
And then even the lady beside me started chiming in and like, people, I don't have time for this shit. Like,
okay.
let's move it on.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess.
Cool story, Lenny.
Canadians are cool.
Thanks for sharing. What are we talking about today?
Homemaking, which I was at the grocery store doing fucking homemaking shit.
I get it.
Grocery shopping.
Yeah.
No, but we thought we would talk about homemaking. But before that, wine, Billy.
Wine.
Why?
Cab Sav.
Why do you have to talk and sing so
One
annoyingly?
review simple. One review _ simple.
That was really good because that's his handle.
Right.
Insta handle.
Yeah.
Yes, good. So good lead in, Billy. Matt, I am so sorry. So Matt from Wine Review Simple.
One review _ simple. Yeah. There you go, Lenny. Oh my God.
That's the first and last time
Welcome.
I'm going to sing. Right? To the annoying singing world.
It's like we're in Glee.
God, I love that show, but we'll die if we go
I
on
was
that
going
show.
to say, I do not want to be on that show. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Even this year, Naya Riviera. Seriously,
No,
she's drowned in a lake where heaps of people have drowned. What are you doing swimming there? Terrible.
She was with her child. Billy.
She should have known there was a curse on her, honestly.
It's not a curse, it was a current.
Clearly. It was a current. It was a cursed current.
That too. Okay, morbid. Let's move on.
Yeah.
We loved Glee. Like, I seriously loved Glee. No, so back to Matt. Matt from Wine Review Simple. We've been, in case you didn't listen to the last episode, shame on you, first of all.
Shame.
God.
Shame. That's
Wow.
from
Stop.
Game of Thrones.
Stop. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah. He is amazing. So he's a proper wine expert. But in a normal person's vocabulary, he's not like a wine snob.
Yeah.
And he talks in normal terms. So last episode, he had sent through 2 bottles. Long story short, 2 bottles, covered the labels, painted them in a super cool abstract design.
Yes.
And it was like a game, not a test, a game for us to taste them blindly in the sense of we didn't know what we were tasting.
Nope.
To compare. And he asked us 2 simple questions. A, did we like it? And B, how much would we pay for them, right?
Yep.
We both thought they were Shirazes because I think we've been on the Shiraz train forever.
For way too long, yeah.
But what they actually were Wynns Coonawarra Black Label Cab Sav. just 2 different years.
Yeah.
Same wine, same everything.
Yeah. So the stronger one was a 2012.
Yes.
The
And
lighter one was a 2017.
2017.
Yeah. Today we're drinking the 2012.
We're back to the good one.
We're back to the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is going to be even better because it's been like
True. Decanted in a glass. Is that fair?
No.
No?
Well, it's breathing.
I mean, it's a tiny decanter.
right. It's breathing in the glass.
Speaking of homemaking.
Right? Yeah, right? Exactly. So again, thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Review_simple.
Check him out on Insta.
Seriously.
He's way cool.
He is. He's
He
actually
is way cool. Yeah.
proper cool.
Yeah.
He's not like one of these wine people.
Lamos.
Right? That,
Yeah.
Now swish it in the bucket. That's how they
That's
talk.
who you would have been in a different life. Let's just face it. Okay, so let's cheers it. We've already kind of done a review of this last week, but if you're one of those people
Yeah. That weren't listening.
that weren't listening, let's do
God.
it.
Oh my God, it does taste different.
It does taste different, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I feel like it's not as strong. Like it's not as like punch you in the face. It's all like it's very.
It's still very dry to me, which obviously that
Definitely
wouldn't
dry.
change.
Yeah.
I don't think that would change, right? I'm not saying because I said in our last episode that I could smell. Oh, she's swishing it in her mouth. What an idiot!
You know what? Actually,
Oh, and yes, go ahead. My point is not valid. Go, Billy. Talk.
not at all. Listen,
Yes.
it's actually the swishing it around your mouth. I'm not enjoying. This is literally the first time I've tried this. Are you doing it? Mm-hmm. I don't like it because it makes
Well, it
the
makes
wine.
bubbles.
It makes bubbles, but it makes the wine way more pungent than what I think it is when you drink it. Just
I think that's why when you swish it, you're actually supposed to spit it out and not swallow it.
who cares if I'm swallowing it or not? It's the same thing. It's still going to be in my mouth.
No, it's different.
Can
That's
I?
why.
Is it gross if I swish it now and spit it back into my glass and then drink it again? Is that gross?
Yes, very much so.
But I mean, are you going to tell anybody about it?
Yes. 100% I will. No, it is nice. I said in the last episode that when we just sniffed it before we tasted
Yeah.
it, I smelled chocolate.
Yes.
Now this is probably totally 100% made up because I think that. Now it tastes more chocolatey to me.
I also, which is what you also said in the last episode, is your gut was that this was a Cab Sav. And to be honest, it tastes like a Cab Sav.
Yeah. But
it really does.
I was too chicken to say Cab Sav because I'm like, oh no, it's got to be a Shiraz. Like
I just didn't think of a Cab
Yeah.
Sav. The only other wine I could think of was Pinot Noir.
which I should have even said that because we're like, Malbec, no. Like,
Yeah,
and
it
this
definitely
is-
wasn't like a Spanish fruity
Yeah.
wine, which
Yeah.
I've found now Spanish wines are quite fruity and
Right.
like
Are
dainty.
they?
The two I've tried. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the Rioja. That's a Spanish one, right?
My favorite is it fruity? Because that was hugely chocolate. That had a
And cigar, was that the Rioja? Was the bit? No, it wasn't the
Was it
cigar. That was
cigar?
another
I don't
Cab Sav.
know.
Yeah.
But it was definitely
listen,
chocolate.
listen, we're not experts. Matt is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Matt is. Go follow him. Check him out. Seriously.
Check him out. He's amazing. And Matt,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sponsoring our second episode. This is amazing. You're an absolute champ. And
We love you.
we love you. And thank you for all the effort you put into
Yeah.
literally spray painting the bottles and like taking the labels off. And
We were so excited and we had so
yeah.
much fun with it. Like genuinely
Yeah.
amazing.
you're amazeballs. So thank you. We cheers you.
We do.
And let's get cracking lacking.
Wow.
All right, Lenny.
Yep.
Homemaking
Oh, right.
is a mainly American and Canadian term for the management of a home, otherwise known as housework, housekeeping, or household management.
See, perfect.
It is the act of overseeing the organizational day-to-day operations of a house or estate and the managing of other domestic concerns.
Very interesting because in my mind, when I think of homemaking, I automatically think cleaning
Yeah.
plus life admin duties, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's funny because Cameron, obviously I don't work, so I don't get money. Not yet. One Chance
Not
Podcast.
yet. Yeah.
Bring it. So Cameron obviously makes money, but
Yeah.
then I pay all the bills. So I'm in charge of, every year I
Yes.
follow up to get better rates on the insurances and all that kind of stuff and do all that.
Yes.
Pay all the bills
Yeah.
to the point where he'll be like, hey babe, can I transfer this? Whatever. So like it's so much more to just vacuuming and mopping.
Yes.
It's organizing all the kids' activities.
Yes.
And all the freaking insurances for stuff. Like I said to him the other day, he's got I'm not going to say what type of car it is because he'll probably get mad at me because someone could come steal it, whatever. Wank, wank. But I'm like, dude, do you have insurance on that car?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no, I
Oh
don't.
my God.
Dude, fucking get insurance on the car.
Yep.
There's so much more to housemaking, homemaking nowadays. We're not living in the Beaver days, right? Where like Mrs. Beaver meets Mr.
But I think
Beaver.
even Mrs. Beaver probably had so much on her fucking plate.
Yeah.
Seriously, like homemaking, and because this is my kind of first and hopefully last year of homemaking, because we're going to, blow up and get so famous and I'll actually have a real job. Like, I never signed up to be a homemaker, really. Like,
Right.
I signed up for it because it was the, what's that saying? The less of the two evils?
Oh, yeah.
Lesser of two evils. Yeah,
two
the lesser of two
evils.
evils, yeah. Because really, I mean, I don't want to be like this big career woman. I definitely don't want to work 5 days a week. But I certainly don't want to be focused on the homemaking aspect of my life because it's actually not that fun in the sense that, like you said, you got to organize the kids.
Yeah.
You pay all the bills. Basically anything that's outside of my husband's work that has to do with life.
Yeah.
Christmas presents. I just spoke to him yesterday about Christmas shops and I could see his vacant look in his eye. And I was just like, can you fucking pay attention for like 2 seconds? Because I'm literally making all these decisions by myself.
Yep.
And it is not fun.
Yeah. Christmas is right around the corner.
I do not enjoy this. I do not enjoy having the pressure of having to make every single decision that has to do with our house and home.
See, and I'm
by
different
myself.
because I've always been like, I'm not a career person. I always knew growing up, I didn't want to be a doctor or lawyer, have this fancy career, whether it's a doctor or lawyer or freaking have a bakery. Yeah. Like I just knew I didn't want a career as such. So I personally, especially because how OCD I am. Yeah. And I guess I should, disclaimer, I know there's a lot of people there with actual OCD. I'm not trying to make it lesser than what it actually is. My very obsessive organization
nature.
Yes. Yeah. For me, I love keeping the family organized because that's why I've always had admin roles because I love keeping things organized. Yeah. It just can get a lot sometimes,
absolutely.
Right?
Especially this time of year, when you're getting to the end of the year, there's obviously a lot going on. I hate having, and the thing is, it's funny because even if Henry, I mean, I do listen to his opinion quite a bit because sometimes I'm like, look, thanks for your opinion, but no thanks.
Yep.
But I feel like the pressure of doing it all. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care if I fuck something. He doesn't even know if I fuck something up. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really, because we're so similar in that regard. Yeah. He doesn't care. But I care, and it annoys me that I have to do it all by myself. And I'm not like you. I don't enjoy that. Like it's not a thing in me that makes me think, yes, I've paid all these bills. Like it doesn't. To me, it's not an achievement when I.
See, I don't think it's an achievement. Like for me, it's satisfaction. For me, I get great satisfaction keeping my world organized and everyone in it. And we've had these conversations a million times about once Eve starts school next year.
Yes,
a whole different ballgame. School world is don't be petrified. But it's a whole different world, school world of being organized and staying on top of all the emails that come in and what you have to do for her at school and like stuff like that. But for me, like it's so much more than just cleaning the house, right? Like especially when you have kids and they start to go to school and there's all this other different world upon your and Henry's world. Yeah. Your
but
kids
it's not Henry's world. Do you know what I mean? Like it ends up being on mine.
Well, I mean your and Henry's I meant your and
true.
Henry's world before kids, right? Like once your kids get older and stuff, then things it's just different.
Speaking of cleaning,
I wonder what list would be longer for you, what you don't do or what you actually do.
Well, I mean, probably what I don't do. Yeah. I mean,
that was a trick question.
Was that really a thing? It's funny because I just sometimes look at my house and I just think, I mean, obviously I could spend a lot of time, dusting the corners and, mopping every single day and all that sort of stuff.
Ew, no.
Absolutely I could do that. And my house could, what I'm trying to say is I could absolutely do what you do. Yeah. But I would be a pumpkin rolling down the hill a lot more. I just don't have that drive in me. Yeah. Anybody could do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But to do it consistently and to do it every day is so intense. It's so intense to me.
I don't, just to burst your bubble, I do not mop every day.
No, okay, you don't mop every day. But somehow your house is always just so done. I don't understand people like you. I don't understand. Where is your stuff? Like, where is the stuff that's on my kitchen bench? Like,
and your shelving unit. And
yes.
Well, either in the bin because you don't need it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. True. It's like when I clean my shelf up, I'm like, wow, I mean, everything has a place. Isn't that something? But to do that every single day without fail.
Yeah. But see, this is what I say to people because for those that don't know me, my house is like there's no mess anywhere.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I'm just very particular. And that comes from my great grandma. Like I remember my great grandma's place being immaculate. My grandmother's place, so her daughter.
Right.
So it's my mom's side, my mom's line. I remember, so keep in mind I was born in 79. So in the 80s, it was quite a thing to have like colored carpet.
Oh, right.
So my grandma and grandpa's house, which was a big fancy house, they had fancy things that you did not touch when you went over.
Right.
So they had pink carpet.
Yeah.
And grandma's carpet was always freshly vacuumed. And she would leave like the fancy vacuum marks in it. So A, it was very fancy, carpet. But B, the trick was you knew where you weren't allowed to walk in grandma and grandpa's house. And if you did, she would see your footprints in the vacuum marks.
Stop it.
Yeah. That's actually a fond memory of mine, funnily enough.
Oh my God. Can we just this is a fun memory of Lindalin's.
Seriously.
Where not to walk on the freshly vacuumed carpet.
Well, I just remember and then they had their fancy lounge room where kids definitely were not allowed in.
That was so funny.
But that was just my childhood. And then obviously my mom, she didn't have the big fancy house, but... And I'm kind of rambling on because I have
no. I think this is very important because
yes.
I have now points too.
Yeah. So I have, even though I'm very particular and I like my house to be super clean, organized inside and out.
Yeah.
Because I am house proud, not because I have a bigger house. And I don't think this is the key.
Yes.
You don't need to have a big fancy house.
Yeah.
My mom's house was just a 3-bed or 1-bathroom.
Yeah.
Tiny little bungalow, but it was always immaculately clean. It was always super tidy, and it was that's just the way she rolled because of our bloodline, right?
Yeah.
And I've always said, you could have a little shack, but when you have those shacks with dishwashers and washing machines and rusty old cars and overgrown grass and kids' bikes laying around, it makes that shack look like a fucking dumpy shack, right? You can make a shack super cute.
Yes.
Keep it tidy.
I agree. It's got nothing to do with what your house looks like or where it is or any of that. It's such a bloodline thing.
For sure.
And thinking about my bloodline, my
Hi Tom.
Hi
Yasna.
Well, no, it was to be honest, I don't remember a lot about about Tom's parents, or maybe I just didn't pay attention to it because to me that's not. It's not a thing that I think about. It's really not. Yeah. I do remember my mum's side, my grandma, ironing her sheets to a flat, it all condenses. So she used to iron and then fold iron and then fold iron. It was all very military.
Whoa.
And so my mum always describes herself as the bit of the black sheep of the family because she was the middle child. She was always very rebellious, all that sort of stuff. And so growing up, my mum, and even now she'll say to me, I never cared about having the house in order. To me, it was more important that you guys were looked after and that you were having fun and that I was spending time with you and all that sort of stuff. So she was like, if you kids made a mess, it was fine. So that's the kind of, it's not even my kids that are now making a mess that I'm like, it's fine. It's I've taken that on as I'm a kid. I make a mess. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's that sort of, I think, thinking that I brought into adulthood. Good one, Yasna. That it's not important what your house looks like as long as you're kind of having a good time. Is that sort of...
Yeah,
but it's not.
If that's the way you roll.
Well, that's I'm thinking about it now because you talking about your bloodline kind of makes me think why am I the way I am? Having a bit of a therapy session over here, and so it's obviously because that wasn't something that was important to me growing up. That was important to my family growing up, and also obviously moving around so much and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, even moving around, I bet if your mum went through war, she still would have kept an immaculate house.
Sure.
It's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
it's more so what you place your importance on.
And it speaking of bloodline, so Cameron's parents are not as tidy as me.
No, I mean, there's not many people that are as tidy as you.
They're very, 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 very messy. Love them. Hi. But they're very chalk and cheese. Very opposite to me. Their house is not up to my standards, right? And they know that. Yeah. They totally know that. Before they have the kids, Ian's like, oh, okay, just give me some warning so I can clean the house type thing. Yeah. It's not a secret.
That's how I act around you. I'm like, just give me about 3 months warning before you come so I can
Billy,
put things away.
I haven't been to your house in years.
I know, literally. The last time you were at my house was when my eldest was born, Eve. She would have been a few months old and you brought me sushi. Is that the last time you came over? Oh, no, you might have been over with the family once after that.
Yeah, I've been there. Have I been there since May?
I seriously do not know whether you would. Oh, you picked me up once, but that you didn't come into the house.
No, and we dropped you off.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
we were in your driveway. Yeah, Billy is like, and the thing is, like, I would judge, but I wouldn't judge you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, why the fuck do you have your living room set up like that? Why is that shelving unit so messy?
But which is why I don't have you over, right? Because I know you have. You wouldn't say it to my face. It's not like you'd be so. I mean, it's not like you'd be so. Would. Anyway,
no. Anyways,
you just talk about it on your podcast.
No, side note, I get great joy out of organizing people's lives. Like,
I know, and you've said this to me before.
Yes, I've said to Billy, let me in your house. We will clean it and reorganize it, and it will be so much fun. I would seriously probably jizz in my panties. I love that stuff.
And what did I say?
Not happening type something. Yeah. No. Anyways. Okay. So back to Cameron. His parents, very messy.
Right.
He grew up like that.
Yeah.
So marrying someone like me could have been disastrous.
Right.
Because I'm very obviously particular. He loves it. Yeah. And I swear on my grandmother's grave, I cannot complain about him as in like, he leaves his dirty towel or he leaves his socks around. The only thing that I can complain is, speaking of socks, is when he takes them off, he leaves them in bowls. So when I do laundry.
Right. That's so annoying. That is actually genuinely annoying.
Yeah. And I've told him, fucker, I'm not deballing your socks anymore. They're going to wash.
Deball your own socks.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I wash those fuckers just the way they get put in the laundry hamper.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have no issues.
But I actually think when I used to live with Sumi and Pickles, Sumi was the one that was kind of like the... like she would set the standard and then we would all have to follow it.
Right.
Do you have any idea what it was like for me to go into my own house with Henry and it was just me and him and we had to set the standard and neither one of us are standard setting kind of people.
Because you guys are the exact same, aren't you?
We're very similar. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We're exactly the same. Now I'm the one setting the standard, which is piss poor because come on now. Like,
no wonder you haven't invited me
And I'm not
over.
house proud. This is the thing. This is what gets me. And I don't know how to, I wish I could change this about myself because I don't know how to have people over without feeling that anxiety of, oh my God, they're going to judge me.
Yeah.
I also don't know why I give a fuck that people will come over to my house and judge me. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
The people that you're going to have over at the house, if they're going to judge you.
Then fuck off.
But they wouldn't judge you anyways. I would judge you in a fun way.
Yes.
But it wouldn't be like proper judgy.
Yes. And even if they do, like, who cares? I get so caught up with these things, but I would literally, there's some people that I will not have over to my house. Literally like you.
Like me.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not having this anxiety over. And then somehow when somebody comes over, every single time, like I walk them back up my stairs as I open the door and I walk back up the stairs and suddenly I have these fresh eyes of a stranger.
Yes.
Looking across my house going, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. I could really put that away. I could really put that away. I could really have done a lot more of this before these people came up the stairs.
Look at all those dust bunnies. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dust bunnies, not so much, but definitely just straight up dust.
Wow. Okay.
Well, like dust bunnies tend to be on the floor because I do vacuum a bit. Yeah. Vacuuming is fine. But like the dusting, I will do that once a month, once every 2 months, if that. And that's only when I notice it and I'm like, oh, that's gone too far.
Yeah, right.
So obviously not house proud, nowhere near like you.
Look, to be honest, one of my biggest things with the way I am, take away the bloodline theory and all that kind of stuff. And I 100% wholeheartedly believe this. And there's even been articles. One of my friends just tagged me in on something on social media. And if it was on social media, it is fucking true and real, right?
Fact.
But for me, a big part of it is because I do have such a busy life. Look, that sounds like I'm out myself. But because my life is a bit busy.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, just said a different way. Yeah. For me, I feel more organized and that I can mentally attack my world if my house is clean. So if I were to walk into a messy, crazy house, that adds to that chaos inside your brain of like all your shit that you've got to do. So like if I walk in and go, oh, I got to put the groceries away and feed the dog and freaking iron this and do whatever. And then if you got to add, oh shit, look at I got to vacuum, dust, mop, freaking the house is chaos. It just adds that aspect of the mental capacity of it.
Yeah.
Plus, for me, like I can think clear. I feel more organized. Yes. And I truly believe that's an actual scientific thing.
I believe that too because there's definitely times where I'll drop everyone off. I'll come home, I'm by myself and I look at the house and I'm like, I cannot think. because I know I need to do this. But the thing is, it always piles up on me because I never do any of it. So like then I have to do it all in one go, which stresses me out to no extent. And then I sit down and I'm like, okay, now I have to do a headliner for. Yeah. Now I have to do some work.
And you're like it's too much. So you just don't do it.
Yeah. So then I don't do it. That's right. Yeah. So really what I've always said is, honestly, by the time I can afford a big house like yours.
Oh my God.
I will be able to afford a house cleaner because I cannot. Imagine if I had your house. Like I would fuck this shit up so quickly. Like I really would. I'm not even saying like I literally do not want a big house. Like Henry would sometimes be like, I want to go into a, I want to get a big house, this and that. And I'm like, bro, who the fuck is going to clean that? Because it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not even keeping up with the 3-bedroom cottage.
Yeah.
Like Lindalin's, mummy.
It's called a bungalow.
Bungalow.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with my own bungalow. Yeah. What I find more interesting now that we've established that I'm shit at housekeeping, you're excellent.
Yeah. No.
But the things that I find like extra funny, because the thing is I'm just like a lazy personality in general.
Right.
I'm obviously very sloth-like.
Right.
I would rather watch TV than clean. Right. Anybody would, but me extra, because that's proof is in the pudding, which is my house.
Yep.
And so what I find really interesting is the stuff that you take on that I don't think is necessary that you think is necessary.
100%.
Like.
Oh God, what?
All the holidays.
Yeah.
All the things, all this extra decoration, like you find it so important. Like you even in the previous episode, which you should go listen to. I don't know why we're expressing the last episode so much. But anyway, like you talked about like, Halloween, like you've got to get all the decorations done. Then obviously your son's birthday, Bane's birthday is on the 31st, but you're making a party beforehand. So even when you showed me his invitations, it was like it all had to be like happy boo day, you put so much thought and effort into all these like little details of your life.
Yeah.
That obviously then you end up crying about it because...
For sure, because it gets too much.
It gets too much.
100%. And I know that. Like, people wouldn't care about the birthday invitation if it was fucking dinosaur on it. But I'm like, that does not go with the Halloween-themed birthday. That is retarded. Yeah, Billy the R word.
You with the R word, oh my God.
Yeah,
people, I do not stand behind this, just so we are all aware. Just, anyway.
It's fine. But I do, and I know that I'm over the top. Like, completely
It is so
over
OTT.
the top.
It is so...
Well,
And then obviously like Thanksgiving that nobody cares about in Australia because we're in Australia. No, come on.
Oh, in Australia.
In
Fair
Australia.
enough.
If you were in Canada, I get it.
Yeah.
Australia, man, bro, nobody cares. You could just celebrate it with a nice dinner with your family-in-law, but that wasn't enough for you.
Well, it had to be this year because I had my little mini meltdown.
But this is what I'm saying. Like normally you make this big hurrah out of it.
Because, with the Thanksgiving thing, I'm quite passionate about making sure, obviously, because I'm half Canadian. My kids are half Canadian. I'm full.
Yep. You were born. Yep.
Backtrack. I find it really important to make sure my kids know, they're part Canadian as well, and for them to experience what I did as a kid, right?
True.
All right, we're done homemaking. Speaking of, I've got to go homemake and make your fucking lunch that I do every Thursday.
Thank you so much for being with us. Please find us on Instagram, Facebook, Wine Chats Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, Bildo and Lindalin, all those places. Twitter, we're on Twitter.
Yay.
Wine Chats, not Wine Chats Podcast because it didn't fit. So please find us on all our socials. Rate, review, subscribe. Give us some love, please. We're feeling
unloved.
The need for love. Thank you so much. If you would like to sing with me, I'm about to count us in.
Nobody likes to sing. They have all tuned out by now, Billy.
Can you just sing with me for once?
No, I did last episode. They've all tuned out. The stats show.
They haven't.
No one is listening anymore.
They are not. They are listening and they love me singing.
Do they?
But this is what the stats show. Okay.
You make up these stats. Okay.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3,
what
4.
episode are we on?
67.
And it's still just as annoying as... See? It cut out. Oh, God. Tom, seriously. Stop.
Tom, hit the music.